So, as usual, I'm going to remind all the commissioners to unmute yourself and state your name when you want to speak. And also, we're going to try to do the touchscreen voting. Okay, good luck with that. All right, ready? Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to call to order the April 19th, 2022 Senior Citizen Commission meeting at 2 o'clock. Clerk Gillum, do we want to do roll call?
Well, let the record show all commissioners are present except for Commissioner Farley.
Commissioner Angel, would you like to lead the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And we have no presentations today. Do we have any oral communications today? No. Moving right along. Are there any changes to the agenda? No. All right, let's move on to item 7, approval of the minutes. Approving the March 15th, 2022 meeting minutes. Is there any discussion at this point? Do I have a motion to approve the meeting minutes for March 15th?
This is Commissioner Angel. I make a motion to approve the minutes from March 2022.
Okay, Commissioner Angel makes the motion. Is there a second?
Commissioner Koblenz seconds the motion to approve the meetings of March 15th.
Okay, Commissioner Koblenz seconds. Can we vote to approve the minutes?
We do.
There we go.
Touch.
There it is.
So oh, never mind.
All right, let the record show the motion passes 5-0 with Commissioner Farley being absent.
All right, moving on to action items. Agenda item 8A, the Senior Citizen Commission Annual Work Plan. We have a draft that's been prepared for us this meeting. Any discussion on items 1 through 4? Are they all okay as listed? And is there anyone else who wants to be in the ad hoc committee for item 4? I know Commissioner Angel and Commissioner Kramer-Levander were okay with it just being the two.
Commissioner Koblenz would like to be the ad hoc on item number 4.
Thank you. Okay. Moving on to item 5, enhanced senior programs, including intergenerational programming in collaboration with the Youth Commission, other service organizations, computer assistance, Feeling Fit Club, and Baby Boomer offerings. So this is sort of a combination of two of the actions that we had discussed last time. And the thinking was that if we had the right number of commissioners involved, interested in this action item, then we would just keep them together. If we had more commissioners who wanted to do this, then we would split them up. So do we have any commissioners who are interested in participating in this action? Go ahead and,
This is Commissioner Angel. Yes, I would like to work on item number 5.
okay.
Commissioner Kramer Levander, I'd like to work on item 5.
Anyone else? I'm also interested in item 5, and Commissioner Farley is not here, but she was originally participating in the intergenerational as well.
I'll back out.
No? Again, if it looks like we need to break this out into 2 separate work items, I think that's an option for us.
It is an option, but if Commissioner Farley isn't here, I don't know that we officially have 4, so at this point, there would be no need for us to break it out into 2 without the official word from Farley that she would like to be on this ad hoc.
Okay. So if at such time Commissioner Farley does have a chance to weigh in on this, we can make an adjustment?
I think with a motion, you could adjust it after it's finalized. However, I am not 100% sure on that. However, with 3 official on the ad hoc, at least you can move forward with a full committee as such. We can revisit that if Farley is interested, or if another commissioner would like to step aside, that's also fine.
Okay. So I believe action item 5 is okay as is now fully staffed. Item 6, establish a relationship with the county by actively participating in Age Well San Diego. Commissioners Angel, Hanwit, and Farley have been listed here as the ad hoc committee. Are there any changes that we want to make at this time?
This is Commissioner Angel. Yes, so myself and Commissioners Hanwit and Farley did discuss further this particular action item, and we updated, if you look at the right-hand side, the verbiage on the establishing a relationship with the county by actively participating in Age Well San Diego conversations, virtually and in person, as it relates to senior wellness. And then on the right-hand side, what we did for better accountability, we did list that we would report findings and best practices in the form of a written or verbal report to the full commission as needed.
Okay. Is everybody clear on that? All right. So it looks like item 6 is done. Well, it's ready and fully staffed. Item 7, work collaboratively with city staff and senior citizen commission ad hoc committees to determine programs requiring grant funding. And right now we have Commissioners Hanwit and myself, Commissioner Ling, as the ad hoc committee.
Right, this is Commissioner Hanwit. I think this is another one that Commissioner Farley was interested in, but I guess we can add
Okay,
that.
and there's room. All right. Item 8, visit senior centers in San Diego County for knowledge and make recommendations to staff on programs such as lunch program enhancements and services. Right now we have Commissioner Koblenz in the ad hoc committee. Yes.
Commissioner Kramer Levander would like to be on this ad hoc committee.
Okay. Anyone else? There's room for one more at some point. And we do currently have a vacancy, so it's nice to have a little bit of room for our new commissioner at whatever time that person becomes on board, so it's nice to have a little space here. All right, item 9, research best practices as it relates to senior issues and send letters of support as needed to City Council. This was actually, I think the original discussion for this item was about collaboration with other commissions. And I think the expectation was that we would approach other commissions as private citizens. So in that context, it does not need to be a commission, part of the commission's work action plan. But we would also be in a position to send letters of support, and we've done in the past, we've sent advisory letters. So I have a comment, which is, in the past, we've sent not just to City Council, but also to other commissions. Can we still do that?
I believe that's fine.
Can we change the wording in the heading to include other commissions?
We can do that.
Okay.
Commissioner Koblenz has a question. Item number 9, to me, could we put in other commissions? It seems a little broad to me. If we put in best practice that relates to senior issues and senior commissions sending letters of support.
Unfortunately, no. You would be researching and making recommendations or bringing up your research findings via these letters to the other commissions and or City Council. You would be acting as an independent body and advising them of the information you've collected.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's a limitation in terms of the scope of what we're able to do. Do we have commissioners who are interested in this work action?
This is Commissioner Hanwitt. I would be interested in being on an ad hoc committee in this area, and I think it goes really well with the work plan item that talks about Age Well San Diego, because we would be finding out about things that we want to be able to share.
Okay.
This is Commissioner Angel. I'm also interested in working on action item number 9 for the work plan.
Anyone else? Okay, I'd like to add my name to this one as well. Thank you. So this is Commissioner Ling. I think that's it.
Can we get a motion?
Yes. Do we have a motion to approve the 2022-2023 work plan for Senior Citizen Commission?
This is Commissioner Hanwitt. I make a motion that we approve the work plan 2022-23 for the Senior Citizens Commission.
Commissioner Hanwood makes the motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second, Commissioner Christy Kramer-Levander.
Commissioner Kramer-Levander seconds. Time to vote. We're getting better at this.
Let the record show it passes unanimously.
Thank you. That went a lot faster than I thought it would. We are now on item 8B, City of Encinitas website feedback. We've been kind of tabling this a couple of times till today, and I think it would be good for each. I'm sure we've worked independently on this, so if any of the commissioners who want to make statements about this, now is the time. Who would like to start? Okay.
Commissioner Kramer-Levander. So when I go on and Google Encinitas Senior, the Encinitas Senior Center, the wording comes up for that, but you click on, and it is both the senior center and the community center. And then you go further into the page of the community and senior center, and it is everything. And as a senior, when I first did that, I was confused. Like, it has the gym calendar, and I was thinking the gym calendar was going to be for seniors, and it's not specifically for seniors. So it was confusing to me on it. And then the other thing that I saw was when I went into the area where it has like the different classes that we can go to. And excuse my ignorance, I'm pretty good on the internet, but at first I didn't realize that activities had an area that would come down. And so I typed into the search bar, seniors, and only like 4 things come up. And so at first I was like, oh my God, there's nothing for seniors. This was like last year when I was doing it. And I'm like, I'm sure we do more than that. And then I went through the catalog, page by page, and found it. But I'm wondering how many other people do that and give up faster than, I kept pushing through. I'm like, I know that there's more here. So I'm just wondering if, at least when we get into that part where it's having the activities, if we type in seniors, can like all the senior classes come up?
Yeah, this is Commissioner Ling. I noticed that we're talking about the recreational guide.
Yes. Yeah.
And when you go in there, you have to look for adults 50 plus.
Yeah, it took me a while to find it.
Yes. So, yeah, it would be nice to have a section that actually says seniors and list all the activities together. I agree.
Yeah, this is great feedback. I just want to interject really quickly that we probably don't need to go too far down the rabbit hole of very specifics, only because the website will have a complete overhaul. So like this bigger picture stuff where we're talking about could we do this on the redo of the website is great, but try not to get too far into the weeds on like details of like an image or yeah. And I know you're not yet. I just know that sometimes these conversations can end up that way. So these larger items that would be helpful, great and very much appreciated.
This is Commissioner Angel. I also have navigated through the combined community and senior center website, and I would like to see a greater delineation so that it's really evident for someone going onto the website that, that, and I think that's what we're already hearing. So it's would make it user friendly, I think, for the greater masses.
One more item. I had mentioned about how there's the gym calendar. I'm just wondering if we can have like a senior calendar, that specifies. I was lucky enough to have a tour of the community and learned a lot more. Like as I was walking through, I had no idea that they have a knitting group, that meets in a room that they can meet in. And I'm just wondering how many different things like that are there, if it could be spelled out on a calendar that other seniors might be interested in.
This is Manager Staten. That would be a bit of duplication as that calendar does exist in the recreation guide digitally online. So I'm not sure that we would be duplicating to create yet another calendar that outlines those sort of things because it already is available. We can certainly research that with the team that redoes the website, but generally they try and keep away from duplications.
Well, it's like on this place where it's the community and senior center, where it has like gym calendar March, April calendar this. Couldn't we have a link there that's called senior calendar, and then it goes to the calendar that already exists, just so it's easy to find for a senior?
This is Commissioner Ling. Another option is to, and I realize this is not within the scope of what we were talking about, which is focusing on the website. Another option is perhaps to look at the recreation guide itself and how it's set up. Again, there's some confusion because when we search for senior, we don't see senior. We have to look for adult 50 plus. It may be good to have a dedicated page just for those activities that are intended for seniors as opposed to mixing them all together. That would be my suggestion for the recreation guide, but that's a little bit out of scope here.
This is Commissioner Angel. If we're looking at that and how to best serve the seniors, the other thing I noticed is, well, and again, that I think Commissioner Ling brings up a good point. It may be just looking at how we're presenting the information overall. The other item is the free classes that are open to seniors. I'm wondering if that's really evident to individuals even going through that booklet, and if that could even be a separate, if we break it out and have just one area for seniors where that can be identified. And along with that, on the same thought, all of that lovely equipment that we purchased with the grant that's behind the building, I'm wondering how that is even being identified on the website, and if people even know that exists and what they need to do to use it.
And that's a really good point. So we actually are going to highlight the equipment in the recreation guide for summer and have nice photos and a description, and then that'll also be on the website. And we'll definitely take all your recommendations and suggestions into consideration, and we'll let the IT department know, and we'll forward your suggestions to them.
This is Commissioner Hanwett. I just have one other comment, and that's regarding services and links to services that are really easy to get to. And maybe it's a tab, that you click on just for services, and then the links are all together in one place.
This is Manager Goodsell. So for clarification, are you referring to city services?
Well, like transportation, maybe the counseling that's available through the CRC, the food the lunch program. I mean, if you made it so that it was just services, I'm sure it would probably be too broad.
So
But even
I think, as Commissioner Ling, I think I can address that in some of my suggestions. So first off, a comment about the website in general. I think in general, the City of Encinitas website is really intended to be informational. But for the senior center, it is really the only way, the only online way to promote the center and the services that are offered. So it really needs to be, targeted towards the audience that it serves, which are the senior citizens. So to that end, you need to make it a little bit easier to navigate. I understand that the first page, the Community and Senior Center page, is really promoting the facility, and there is a section on the Senior Center part of that. I believe that the services that are mentioned on that first page don't belong there. They need to go away, and you need to have a dedicated page just for the services and programs. To what Commissioner Hanwett was saying, it'd be very easy to have a launch pad at the top of the screen, at the top of the page, with the hyperlinks that take you to each of the services. And each of the services themselves should be structured the same way. Description of the service, links to any of the menus or forms that you need to fill out, and ideally a phone number contact and an email contact for each of the services, so that as someone is navigating through that page, they can find all the information they need for that particular service in one place. Manager Goodsell, you mentioned photos, and that kind of perked me up, because I think as the online means to promote the senior center, the one thing I think is sorely lacking is pictures of the nice facilities that we have. So in that section about the senior center, you should have basically a photo tour of all the rooms and the facilities, preferably with seniors actually using them. That always looks good. Mm-hmm. And because I think if you're looking for City of Encinitas Senior Center and you're just going online and Googling or Binging or whatever tool you want to use, it takes you right to this site. And this site is pretty flat, pretty bland. And I don't think everybody, particularly seniors, are going to go through line by line of text. They're going to look for things that pop. So photos are a big help. And when they see the kind of facilities that we have, and then when we talk about the other page that has all the services and programs, if they're organized in a very sensible way, it makes it a lot easier for seniors to realize what we have to offer.
Commissioner Koblenz, I agree with Chairperson Ling. I was over there the other day, and what I found incredibly compelling were the pictures of the seniors on the walls as we come in, yet that won't be an entrance that we will be using. So they will be coming around this way, which is, a lot of this is in part of the intention that I have, so that we can highlight it, and it's kind of in their face since we lose that wonderful place that's ours, but I understand completely why. So I think we're all, I don't want to speak for all of us, but I think the general consensus is that it could be a little bit more user-friendly for those that are a little bit older.
Thank you. And there are actually some sections, I think, for example, there continues to be a section on the Encinitas Senior Foundation, which doesn't really exist anymore, and I think that can just go away. So, but in terms of, usability, user experience, there's really a lot of opportunity to make improvements, and it can be an ongoing thing. So I realize you don't have people working on the website every day all the time. So when these opportunities, I think, come up, we would love to have a chance to review and see the progress and then provide additional feedback when that comes up.
This is Manager Goodsell. Thank you all so much for taking the time to navigate through the website and let us know your thoughts and opinions on it and recommendations. And we will definitely compile those and let the IT department know. So thank you very much. Mm-hmm.
Any other comments before we move on? No? Okay, we are now on item 8C, Senior of the Year Lifetime Achievement Award Program. I believe there is a recommendation to extend the deadline. Would one of the commissioners like to speak to that?
This is Commissioner Angel. Yes, there was a motion to extend the deadline to allow an opportunity to have more nominations submitted. And perhaps Manager Goodsell can give us an update on that.
This is Manager Goodsell. We had 3 nominations submitted by one individual, and that was it. So the recommendation is to extend the deadline and allow for more nominations to be submitted if the commission approves of that.
Is there a particular date that we have in mind?
Well, I figured the commission could have that conversation and see what's appropriate. Perhaps it's another month and a half or so.
This is Commissioner Koblenz. Can somebody, being a new commissioner, share with me how we promote the nominations for the people?
So the senior commissioners will do promotion. The Encinitas Rotary Club does promotion. We use the city websites. We use social media, press releases. We have a public communications officer here at the city, Julie Tabor, and she does promotions for us for this event, or for this awards program. And so there's a variety of ways. We also put hard copies out at the library and at the community and senior center. But also, in the past, the commissioners have done a really good job of promoting the awards program with their contacts and clubs and organizations that they belong to and spreading the word.
Thank you.
I have a question. As far as promoting it, is it something that we could reach out to some of the different types, like the Elks Club, or, to either by email or a call or sending them information?
Absolutely.
So Manager Goodsell, I'm assuming there was a e-blast that was already sent out for the nominations?
Correct. It was in a city newsletter that was e-blasted.
Okay.
This is Commissioner Angel. It was also in the newspaper.
So if we extend the deadline, we could definitely, once again, do a secondary promotion with the new extended deadline.
This is Commissioner Angel. I would like to put forth a motion that we do, in fact, extend the deadline and go ahead and publicize in those various venues that you've just mentioned to allow for greater dissemination and perhaps more people that are nominated. As to the date, at least a month to two, perhaps even 2 months.
Commissioner Koblenz, we're coming into summertime. If we want to, my opinion, get abroad, maybe we wait until summer and watch how a lot of our seniors show up in different things that are coming up. That might give us a little bit better, so maybe go until September 1, or is that too long?
This is Commissioner Angel. So the protocol has normally been this specific time frame for this to allow for the nominations, and there's this whole wheel that gets put in motion where we read the nominations and then they're selected, and then the Rotary gets involved because lunchers are involved. So I'm not sure that it's just us that would be affected, and I'm wondering if we push it that far forward, how that would then impact the overall program for this year.
Commissioner Koblenz, thank you, Commissioner Angel. Do you have a time frame? You have more experience that you think would be suitable?
I was thinking perhaps even another month and a half to 2 months where we push the information out again, and let's just see what happens. We could go 6 months and still not get more, so there's no absolutes, but I think I'd rather personally not mess with the total integrity of the program by pushing it through into summer.
So this is Commissioner Ling. It is April 19th. Keep in mind that we are, as a commission, we are dark during the month of July. So it probably makes sense for us to push it out no later than June. Do we want to tentatively say June 1st or June 19th? Do we really want it to be 2 months? Or do we want it to be enough time so that by the time we meet in June, we may have an opportunity to announce nominations and selections?
This is Manager Goodsell. The June Senior Commission meeting will occur on the 21st. So possibly, would you want to extend the deadline to the second week of June?
This is Commissioner Angel. Yes, I would like to have all nominations be submitted prior to our June meeting.
And you'd like a little time to go through the selection process?
That's
before
correct. That would allow us to have that opportunity to select, read the nominations and select the individuals that we can announce at the June meeting. That is
And you would conduct the ratings, you would do the
correct.
ratings
All of-
prior to the meeting in June.
That is correct. The whole process of selection would be done prior to the June meeting. That is my recommendation.
Commissioner Angel, is a week enough? A week enough to do that process?
Yes, 1 week would be enough to do the recommendations and do the ratings, absolutely.
Okay, so that takes us to June 14th, which is 1 week before the next of the June Senior Citizen Commission meeting.
And we do need time to prepare the agenda and the report, so we would have to have it sooner than the 14th if we're going to include that in the packet and announce it.
I'm wondering if we might want to just say June 1st and just give us a little bit extra wiggle room. That's what I'm thinking. And that would, again, with the push, with the additional push of promotion again, if we all get out there in our world within the city, I'd like to think that we would get at least a few more. And I think June 1st is a reasonable expectation.
Commissioner Kramer-Levander, I agreed with June 1st because I know that you put a really nice package together last year that made it easy to go through. So we need to have that and then the time to read them and review them and then meet and discuss it and vote on it. The one question I have is there's a PR material that has gone out in the past, like by paper and emails. Can we get a copy of that so that we can use that instead of trying to recreate the wheel to reach out to different groups and people that we know?
This is Manager Goodsell. Absolutely. I can resend the new press release to you along with the nomination form and an email, and then you can just go ahead and send that out to your contacts and promote it.
Thank you, Manager Goodsell.
Sure. So can we have a motion?
Sure. One more thing, and it's another little logistical thing. I noticed on the current nomination application form, it does have a deadline date, the previous one, so we'll need to update that.
That will need to be updated.
Thank you. Okay. So, do I hear a motion to approve the extension of the nomination deadline to June 1st?
This is Commissioner Angel. I do make the motion that we approve the suggestion to move the extension to June 1st for the nominations for Senior Citizen of the Year.
Commissioner Angel moves to extend the deadline to June 1st. Do I have a second?
By 4 p.m.
By 4 p.m. Thank you.
Commissioner Kramer-Levander, I second that.
Okay, let's have a vote.
Whoops.
All right, let the record show it passes unanimously.
Thank you. Moving on to agenda item 8D, recommendation of a shade structure at the Encinitas Community and Senior Center. Now, the original recommendation was to approve the purchase, but I went out to the senior center with a tape measure. And it looks like the proposal only covers the 4 fitness stations that are already there and not the 5th one that we said we were going to add. So I think, do we need to make a motion to table this?
Well, staff is going to continue to work with the vendor that submitted the proposal and reevaluate the measurements, and then we will come back and bring it to the table next month. So I think I don't think we need an official motion. I will just put it on the agenda again next month
Okay.
if
I think we
the
all agreed.
commission recommends to do so.
Yeah, I see no reason to move forward with this particular one. All right, that moves us to item 9, informational items. Manager Goodsell, do you have an operations report for us?
I sure do. So we served 419 meals through the Congregate Nutrition Program. We offered 113 rides to and from the nutrition program, and there were a total of 425 non-nutrition program participants in March, and that includes participants that attended the senior dance. And I am totally thrilled to announce that we have secured 3 new part-time EPT coordinators, and all 3 of them are on board and currently working at the Community and Senior Center, which is a huge relief for us. They're being trained this week. Our first coordinator is Elizabeth Hooter Willoughby, and she's focused on events and rentals at the Community and Senior Center. She was promoted from part-time to the EPT coordinator, and she brings a wealth of knowledge working events at the city of Carlsbad previously and a variety of camps from Southern California to Utah. And Elizabeth loves anything outdoors, including hiking and aquatics. Clinton Calkins focus is on senior services, and he comes to us from the Bay Area, where he has over 7 years of supervisory experience in a variety of areas, including special events, seniors, facility reservations, and more. And he is an excellent cupcake baker. And I can't wait to try one. Carolina Chavez will be assisting with the front counter operations and customer service. Having worked for the city of Carlsbad at their business location, Alga Norte Aquatic Center, Carolina is well-versed in customer service, registrations, reservations, and is definitely a whiz at multitasking. And she loves to travel, and in reading, she loves to read, and she enjoys attending concerts. The recreation guide for the summer will reach Encinitas residents in the mail by May 14th, and registration will open on May 16th. The ACON, I want to give a big thank you and shout out to Commissioner Ling and also to Commissioner Koblenz. They were definitely a huge help that day, from setting up and preparing the fields to clearing the fields and crowd control, you name it. So thank you so much for your support. It was definitely a successful event, and the kids were super happy, and the parents also were very appreciative. A couple of special events that we have coming up soon is Arbor Day. That's going to be on Saturday, April 30th from 9 o'clock in the morning until 12 p.m. And Arbor Day aims to strengthen our bond with the city's trees and celebrate our city's status as a Tree City USA community. The city of Encinitas will be planting 50 trees at Cottonwood Creek Park in partnership with SDG&E, Dudek, Davie Tree Service, and WCA. And if you're interested in volunteering for that event, I do have an email address that you can take down. It's cgparker34@aol.com. And then we also have movie night that's coming up, and that's on May 14th at Glen Park. We're going to be showing the movie Encanto, and you're welcome to bring your low-back chairs and picnic. And there'll be a craft project there as well that the families can participate in. The movie will start at dusk, and I'm looking forward to that. So that concludes my report, if anyone has any questions.
Thank you. Moving on to agenda item 10, commissioner member initiated agenda items. I believe there are none. Item 11, future agenda items added by commissioner members. Are there any future agenda items we would like to add? Item 12, commission reports roundtable. Are any of the commissioners have any items that they would like to report?
This is Commissioner Hanwett. I attended an Age Well San Diego meeting held by Aging and Independent Services Housing Committee, and really interesting group of people attend this, and we break out into work groups, and they came up with goals, which included affordable housing for seniors, housing availability, homeless prevention, and my favorite, zoning and design strategies to support safe and comfortable aging in place. So this is going to be meeting every month. And in the email summary that I got from the woman that runs this committee, she included an attachment that has all of the Age Well 2.0 conversations that are happening, and they're on a variety of topics. So if you want to participate in any of them, you can just contact them, and you can become part of a committee, and it includes transportation, social participation, housing, health and community support. So that's a very worthwhile committee. And then the other thing I did with Christy was I attended the AD 76 Aging and Long-Term Care District Advisory Council with our state representative, Tasha Borner-Horvath, and had an opportunity to talk about how I feel about aging in place. So I don't know if it will go anywhere, but it was nice to be able to say that.
This is Commissioner Angel. Do you have the contact of the link to that? You said that's a monthly, so.
Well, I have, and I can email it to you.
Okay, great. I'd appreciate that.
Yeah.
And this is Manager Goodsell for the benefit of all the commissioners and the public. If you want to get involved in the Age Well San Diego 2.0, you want to email Melissa Hernandez, and it's melissa.hernandez@sdcounty.ca.gov.
Do we have any other commissioners with items to report?
I've been attending the weekly concerts at the Encinitas Library, put on by the city or sponsored by the city, and there seems to be the majority of people in attendance are age 50 and above, so it seems to be a well-enjoyed activity. I enjoy it, so just putting that out there.
Okay, this is Commissioner Ling. I continue to volunteer at the senior nutrition lunches on Thursday, and I just started doing volunteering for computer tutoring, also on Thursday. So we'll see how that goes. All right, I think that pretty much wraps it up. Anybody else have any comments during the roundtable? Okay. Time to adjourn then. The April 19th, 2022 Senior Citizen Commission meeting is here. Oop.
I apologize, excuse me, Commissioner Angel here. I would like to add one item. Manager Goodsell, you mentioned some items coming up in the city, and I noticed you did not mention the Taste of Cardiff coming up on May 5th. So I'd just like to mention that is an event. Even though Cardiff is a separate zip code, it is part of Encinitas, and I'm proudly going to be volunteering at that event.
Okay, and I'll make a comment too. So for those events that are particularly oriented towards the senior citizens, that would be also another kind of thing to put on the services and programs page in a nice little box. Okay. All right. The April 19th, 2022 Senior Citizen Commission meeting is hereby adjourned at 2:47. Thank you, everybody.